Good morning, friends. I hope you're doing really well. And the reason that movement has become confusing when it's designed to just, well, here's an activity I like to do, and it brings me some aliveness, some connection, some strength, which is ultimately its purpose, right? It's just for a little bit of vitality as a part of our lives. It has become a threat response for so many of us. So thank you for being here this morning. My name is Tracy Brown. I'm a trauma-informed nutrition therapist and intuitive eating expert. And today I just want to give a little bit of heads up, shout out. If you're struggling with your relationship with exercise, here's a couple reasons why and a couple things that you can do to try to get it back on track. So if you think about it, most people in our culture have overcoupled, I move my body more or do a routine or do a program or get a trainer because I want to change something. And there's always context and nuance to this, but most people in our culture get into an exercise routine that can become obsessive and compulsive because there's this threat response behind either what we look like or fear, right? I'm afraid that if I don't work out more, I'm going to have a heart attack, or if I don't lose this weight, nobody will love me, I won't belong. And so it's a fear response, right? And for some people, what turns into something that really needed to be looked at in a more nuanced way can even turn into a coping strategy from past traumas or something currently going on right now that we just don't have the ability to cope with. And then it turns into its own monster, right? So this is where you see exercise addiction happen, where people go at it as a way to basically numb out feelings. All right. And so the flip side of this, let's say that you're somebody who I have a lot of hesitation, I can't get moving, and that can happen because of that past history. I know a lot of people who are in recovery and they have they've had such an all or nothing mentality with their movement that they had to take a break, which was really appropriate and healthy. But when they started to feel like their body wanted to naturally kind of get moving again, just gentle walking, whatever, when they noticed that, it got really scary. So underneath a lot of that desire, now it's overcoupled with that past fear. All right. And the thing, of course, what we would do with people is really separate out the healthy motives to move. And that's not what they're doing in now time, with the past motives to basically run from flight responses or dissociate or whatever, and helping us stay in the now time, that it's not those times. So that's happening, right? Another reason people have a hard time getting moving, because again, it's scary to go back to exercise in the old way we used to. And there's a new way now, which is know your motives, do it in a way that's safe, have parameters around it until you can be really body led with it, just like with food, right? And also a lot of people have had really bad experiences in the past where they're forced to, let's say it's bad PE programs in the past, or being forced to play sports you didn't like, or just being forced to move to change your body, or as a punishment. I've heard all these things plus more, where exertion is tied with being controlled, and that's scary too. So we just don't want any part of that. So what you would need to do is, again, uncouple that trauma response with movement equals coercion, punishment, being forced, too big, too much, too fast, all those things, and have unconditional acceptance of the pacing and the difference that needs to happen. And lastly, we do live in a culture where exercise, again, has been made into a no pain, no gain thing. So every workout has to be super hard, go to your max, not enough recovery time to make something happen. And again, if you have any of those histories, that can be scary to want to revisit movement regardless of your situation. So a couple of things that will help you, again, unpack all these different scenarios if you feel them bubbling up in you as we're talking today. If calories didn't matter and you weren't trying to change your body, what activity would you do? And what would be the pacing? What would be the frequency? What would that look like? What would it look like if it wasn't trying to achieve anything except for just, oh, wow, I feel alive in my body. I feel I have some strength. And even then, not being obsessed about getting stronger, just, oh, it's happening because I'm doing these activities and it feels good. and accepting our limitations. You know, some people, if you've got chronic illnesses, you're going to have good, hard days and easy days where even if you wanted to move, maybe you couldn't, or days that things went really well, and then you're always trying to chase that state again, and you can't always get there because your body is limiting that. So there needs to be some grace as well. So I hope this video I know it's pretty jam-packed, it's pretty quick, but I wanted people to get a chance to get your pen and paper out, watch the replay, make your notes, and get really clear about what triggers you about movement and what needs to be unpacked. So then you can basically start fresh and build a relationship with movement that it just matches your life, and it matches what your body's asking for, not from your mind, but from your body. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.